Northern Yosemite high trip.
And this is the first one after we were married.
And what kind of car is this?
That's
52
Dad's card.
Ford.
No, it's mine.
That's 52 Ford, which Margaret had.
It was Dad's.
It was your father's car, yeah.
Yeah.
And they gave it to you when you left for
Spokane.
left Spokane to go out into the wide world.
You're weighing to see how much your backpacks were going to weigh.
Yeah.
And that was did you say a 2-week trip?
Yeah, that's
Your
a
first one?
2-week trip. You had a picture of your dad and I with a whole pile of food.
Yes.
That was packing for this trip.
There's a
Glen
waterfall
Allen, it
called
says.
Glen Allen,
Oh,
which
yeah.
is
Yes.
it's a couple of hours hike from Tuolumne Meadows, which is Tuolumne Meadows is the high point, the high meadow on the Tioga Pass Road that goes from Yosemite Valley to the eastern side of the Sierras. And in my memory, my mother told me about hiking to Glen Allen when she was a young girl. They had driven down in a Model T Ford, maybe after the First World War, 1919, 1920. So she used to tell me about Glen Allen as a beautiful place, and now that's what we did just on the first day. That was the first time I had been there.
Oh.
Really?
So it was kind of a, that was a nice start for the memory.
Yeah.
What we're doing is leaving Tuolumne Meadows and basically hiking north within the Yosemite National Park. And the pictures you may see on the right-hand side would be for the divide between the rivers of California and those of the Owens Valley to the east.
Vince,
Right,
on Ragged Peak.
Ragged Peak is up towards the divide between Yosemite Valley drainage and the Owens Valley. Okay, Mount Conness is
that
that.
one. And that's the one your dad got me to climb. And then you're going to see some interesting pictures between here and there.
Now I see the rest of this Ragged Peak, and it's pretty steep. Because you would have been way up here.
Yeah.
It was no big deal. Ragged Peak was nothing. Ragged Peak pretty close to Tuolumne Meadows, isn't it?
This is looking kind of southeast. This drainage probably goes down into Tuolumne Meadows.
And it's also is Tuolumne from Ragged Peak.
Mm-hmm.
Mount Conness
Yes,
from the plateau.
Conness is basically on the divide between the Owens Valley and
Yeah.
the western drainages.
You're having me go where? I did not walk across there. I crawled. It's straight up on one side and straight down on the other. And not much wider.
Margaret on Conness. She doesn't look happy. This is looking toward Yosemite Valley from Conness.
So see, we've gotten up pretty
So-
high.
Conness from North Peak. It says Arp Notch across McCabe Lake. Have a notch
did.
named after you?
We named
We
it.
named it ourselves.
What we are doing is walking north
We're doing
in
cross
Yosemite
country.
Valley, cross country, and to the right then, if we looked up, would be Mount Conness.
Okay.
And we're going north. And
Where you
this
came
is
from.
looking back where we
Okay.
had been. Matterhorn Canyon. That was a big canyon up there. Yeah.
And this is the Matterhorn Meadow Camp.
Beautiful meadow.
Well, when
isn't
we
it?
camped, as I told you, when we were doing the horseback trip, it was a case of all you need was a piece of ground. One of the things to point out in this is Dad insisted that I needed to have boots. I'd always hiked in tennis shoes. So I've got a pair of boots on. I had boots on that first day, and then
One boot on and one tennis shoe on. I would think that would be more uncomfortable than either going both boots or both tennies.
well, your dad wanted me to wear boots.
And
It's a compromise. Tennis shoes were far more comfortable.
Well, I learned a lesson on that trip. That Ma knows more about boots than I do. It must have been that we went up to this Burrow Pass and then took a ridge line up to Matterhorn Peak.
Going up Matterhorn Peak.
Yeah, that's what
That-
Dad had have me do. That's what I wanted to show you. Was this part of this trip? Things I remember.
South from Matterhorn Peak. Looks like
Yeah.
you made it to the top. North from Matterhorn Peak. Oh, those pictures up on Matterhorn Peak, I don't think I could do that.
I had her bamboozled. She followed me.
And this is Snow Lake.
Fishing. And then you see all the mosquitoes on the back of the sweater.
Isn't that the?
Tell you
I
that we
think told
put
you
mosquito
that
repellent in your hand and drowned
pour.
in it.
Yeah, yeah.
Slide Canyon from Snow Lake Pass.
A lot of what we're doing is cross country.
Well, once you get in a main canyon like Matterhorn Canyon, there's probably a trail that we were
Yeah, it's
finding.
just crossing from one,
But we were
one to the
crossing
ridges.
little ridges from one drainage into the next.
We only camped when we needed to because we had a lot of territory we wanted to cover.
There's
And
a
we weren't seeing any other people up here.
Carrick Meadows.
Hmm. Yeah, I think there was almost no trail down Carrick Meadows and Canyon.
Carrick Canyon swimming hole. It looks a little cold.
You should come down off that snow and
Yeah,
ice.
that runoff.
No, it was
Oh,
a
no,
case of
you were
let's
having
make a,
fun.
yeah, let's make a good picture out of it. It's a good story. Volunteer Peak
Volunteer
is
Peak.
right.
That's where we met our first other people after about maybe close to a week of
Yeah.
camping. I'm pretty sure it was Medberg Lake where we came down and you got me even to try fishing. I
don't
didn't
know.
keep at it very long.
Pretty good size.
Mhm.
Don't even fit in the pan.
Yeah, we may still have that pan too. Even the way
Oh, it
we
wouldn't
keep it.
surprise me. Up canyon towards Little Sister Lake.
Shows you some of the cross country we do. Your dad didn't think anything of doing that kind of cross country, and I didn't know any better. So I just follow along. There are a lot of lakes up there in the Yosemite.
I love these big open slopes
Yeah.
of granite.
Volunteer was nothing relative to Kness.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Wait, way in the background?
Yeah, yeah,
You've come that far?
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. I went wherever your dad wanted to go. One pass after another that I get taken over.
Yeah, this one at least there's a trail and signposts.
Yeah, that's probably because we're close to the.
We're getting back closer to Tuolumne Meadows trailhead.
You didn't think doing those things with me was all that much of a big deal.